As an IFR rated pilot, would it surprise you to find that some LNAV approaches can have lower minimums than LPV? Or how about an LNAV VNAV getting you even lower minimums than an LPV? It seems unusual, but let me show you how you can force your avionics to choose that otherwise seemingly less accurate approach for guidance to get you to those lower minimums. Because otherwise sometimes getting it loaded into the avionics may be a challenge where you don't want to see those GPS-derived glide path. You need that baro-assisted VNAV to get you there. So let me show you how you can get that in the avionics, and I'll show you this approach that I'm talking about. Here we're looking at the Atlantic City RNAV GPS runway 22, and as I scroll down to the minimum section, we can see that the LPV minimums bring us down to 364, but meanwhile the LNAV VNAV mins bring us down to 356. Now it's not an overly massive difference in those minimums, but how else could you force the avionics to do that? Because if I load the approach, I've got the approach into Atlantic City, I see ACY, let me select the RNAV runway 22. The only option I have is the RNAV 22 LPV. So what do we do about that instead? Well, there's actually a setting for it. We've got to enable first. If I go to Utilities, Setup, Avionics Settings, and in the System tab, I can scroll down, allow User Approach Mode Select, let's turn that on. And now if I go back to the procedures, approach Atlantic City, we can select that RNAV GPS runway 22 again. I'll choose vectors for this example. But now I have approach mode. Instead of changing that to LPV, I'll disable auto, and I want the LNAV VNAV. And of course, now the vertical source on this one, I'll use the baro VNAV systems. Sure, this example is a little granular because it's only gaining you, 8 feet difference in the minimums. But still, understanding the avionics and where it's giving you that source of information for the glide path, especially when you're in the clouds and you can't see anything, could make a difference overall. So it's important to know what system you're using. Let me know what questions you have. This is certainly a unique one that came up, but I love that granular level of questioning because it forces me to dig deep and find the answers for you. But let me know.